When it comes to choosing between Meta ads and TikTok ads, we can have a lot of problems because we don't know which one to use, especially for those incoming brands that wants to start advertising their products or the services in one platform. This video took me a while to make because I literally studied my clients and reports from other agencies, and you can see here what we actually did. The data that I'm going to show you in this video is coming from plus 3,000 advertisings, 40 different industries, plus 150 countries, and almost 9 billion, yeah, with B, in ad spend in both platforms. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly, and you're going to know exactly which platform you're going to be needing and using for the upcoming years. So let's get it straight into it. Now, if we start talking about the data and the user mindset, right? We need to understand that Meta has plus 10 years on data, right? Meta, including Facebook and Instagram, has been running for a really, really long time. So it is normal that they have a lot of data about users and how they behave on their platforms. As they have been running for a long time, they have extremely advanced optimization models. They have a really robust retargeting methods, and they have a lot of integrations with e-commerce platforms. Personally, with my clients, I have used Woocommerce, that's a plugin inside WordPress, and also Shopify. But I've seen tons and tons of integrations when it comes to Meta ads with e-commerce platforms. The study that I did showed that Meta is great for those companies that wants to find people likely to act on something, for example, purchases for their products, or to get leads, or maybe if you want to recollect emails from different people so you can then do email marketing. So it is extensively and specifically used for conversions. And the great thing that Meta has is that it is very, very, very used among large ad accounts and large brands to scale predictability once something works and once you have the data that you need. Now, when it comes to the user mindset, you need to understand that people behave a little bit different than when it comes to TikTok. For example, when people open Instagram or Facebook, they are not really looking for new people, right? They just want to know what is going on with their friends. So it is a much less discoverability kind of platform, but it is a very good platform to build brand reputation, and it is very good as well to gain awareness. That being said, Meta is a really great platform when it comes to do ads because it has a lot of data. So if you leverage that and you know exactly, as the studies showed me, if you know exactly what to offer and who this product or service is for, then you're already halfway through your goals. Now, when it comes to TikTok, we have a different kind of model. We have a different kind of algorithm. TikTok specifically focuses on how good is your creative. Of course, Meta also focuses on that, but TikTok is way, way, way more focused on how your creative it is, like how good your creative it is in order to get clients and leads for your business. The good thing about this as well is that people are full on discovery mode, as I am saying here, and ads are judged almost as it was a normal content. So this is great when you have a style that matches the TikTok audience. For example, if your company or you're a personal brand and has been running organic content for a long time, then it is a very good thing, and you've been running organic content for a long time and you have a proved style of videos, then it's a great platform to start using because you already know what works, and you can double down on the organic posts and do ads for them to get either purchases or leads. Now, when it comes to costs in general, we have found a winner. TikTok has a significantly lower CPMs than Meta, okay? Meta average CPM is quite a bit more expensive than TikTok. Look, I'm going to show you some studies made by Sky.io, that is a large marketing agency, and they found that Facebook and Instagram can be quite a more expensive platform to advertise on TikTok. If we do the math, right, I did the math, and Instagram has a 5.34 CPM on Instagram, and on Facebook is $5.15. This is across different industries and regions, of course. But on average, if we took on the other hand, TikTok has $3.20 on average of CPM. I can show you here that Lebesk.io did this specific research, and they found that the average CPM for TikTok ads optimized specifically for conversions, that means if you want to get emails or purchases or leads, is in the average of $3.21. So it is way cheaper. We're talking almost about a 40% reduction on costs. When it comes to Meta platform, Reels are the placement with cheaper CPMs, and I can show you here that Reels have an average of 1.20 to 2.10 cents on average of CPM. That is insane, because if you use on other placements such as feed and stories, your CPM can go up quite a bit. This is a very good thing to understand and to know if you're going to do meta ads. Now let's get specific when it comes to landing phases and minimum budgets, that I think a lot of people came to this video because of that. For the minimum budgets, if you're doing TikTok, you need a minimum of $20 a day, which is around $600 a month. So if you're a beginner, it is not the best option to start, right? If you don't have that budget, then you can start doing, because you cannot do less than $20 a day. But as TikTok has lower CPMs, it can be cheaper in the long term. Now, the good thing about Meta is that they don't have a minimum budget. But of course, we don't recommend you as an agency to do less than $5 a day, specifically if you are lower tiers countries. If you're on countries such as the US, UK, Sweden, and expensive countries, then we suggest to do a minimum of $25 to $50 a day. But the good thing is that you don't really have a minimum budget set by Meta, while on TikTok you do have a $20 minimum of budget. Now, when it comes to landing phase, on both platforms we need a minimum of 50 conversions per week. That means that on TikTok it's going to be easier to achieve those 50 conversions per week because we have lower CPMs, which make it easier to achieve those 50 conversions per week. Now I'm going to show you exactly what tends to work and what tends not to work on both platforms, Meta and TikTok. Now, the good thing about Meta is that you can have broad targeting and still get your results, right? We tried this with clients of ours. We did maximum of 2 to 3 interest on the campaign level, and we achieved great results. And also the good thing is that you can do creativity at scale. You can test thousands of ads, as many brands are doing on Meta, and you will not fall behind as you can do on TikTok. Another thing the brands tend to use when it comes to do marketing is retargeting, right? So if we have 10 campaigns and they are all working very good, but we want to retarget those people that didn't actually convert, Meta is a really reliable platform to do retargeting, mainly because we have that data stored on our pixel and our KPI, on our conversions API. And it is also a very reliable platform to do catalog and product campaigns. On the other hand, what tends to fail on Meta is over segmentation, as I said, creative fatigue. If you have a very few and low creative testing on your campaigns, it can be really easy to burn your money and to not find success. And the other thing is to have a low and bad configuration when it comes to the pixel and the conversions API. Now, what tends to work on TikTok specifically, it is UGC styles of ads. This kind of ads that are people talking to you, showing you a product or showing you a service and how does it work, and a very frenetic kind of videos showing you why this product or why the service is better and why you should buy it. And the good thing as well, and we noted this when it comes to my agency, is that they have a really quick creative testing, right? You can test creatives in the same day and know if they are winning or losing ads. And now what tends to fail in TikTok is creatives that looks like a generic brand commercial, right? The typical ads that don't tend to say anything in particular when it comes to the product or services that you're offering, and it's just generic, you're talking only about the business. Now we also have another thing that is the same as on the Meta platforms, low creative volume. On both platforms, you need a lot of volume and creativity in order to succeed. And it also comes to weak creative proof. And this means when we're talking about not having enough reviews or not giving a solid opinion about our service and product. For example, if you're doing UGC kind of content, we want to see the creator on the ad say and give an opinion of why this product or service is better than other brands, and back it up with reviews or opinions with other creators or other clients. Now, before going on to the conclusion of which platform you should use, I'm going to talk a little bit about two companies that I chose to give you a little bit of understanding of what you can achieve with both platforms. And when it comes to Meta, I chose ROAS Hunter, and they generated a 50% increase using Meta technologies. That means Meta ads. They also increased 38% on purchases using Meta ads, and also a 62% add to cart events. Now, when it comes to another brand I chose, this is Good Call, another brand that is doing TikTok ads. What I've seen, studied, and also showed you throughout the video is that TikTok is very good to decrease costs. They saw a 96% on decrease in customer acquisition costs. Also, they had a 75% new customer retention rate. That means that if you're selling a subscription service model, it can be quite beneficial for you to do TikTok ads. And they also saw 6K plus new users signups. This is really relative to the budget that they used. This brand specifically, they took 185 new sign up that they were having to $7 per new sign up. That is actually insane, because you're obviously having a 96% on decrease per client acquisition costs, which can be insane, specifically when it comes to, as I said earlier, subscription-based services. Thanks to TikTok ads, they also gain 2K plus new accounts per month, which is insane actually if you're doing a SaaS. So as you saw, TikTok ads can be quite beneficial for those subscription-based services and for those SaaS companies that wants to attract more customers for less money. Now, going for the conclusion, if you're doing e-commerce, TikTok wins when the product can be shown quickly. As I said earlier, if your ads are very frenetic and are solution-based ads, then it can be quite beneficial for you to do TikTok. While on Meta wins when you want reliable scaling. That means if you want to do large amounts of investment, large amount of budget. They also have strong retargeting, and they also have the catalog campaigns, which can be really good for those companies that has, for example, a large catalog of products. When it comes to the lead generation, Meta often wins on the lead efficiency. For example, I, as a marketing agency, can bring leads thanks to Meta that are higher quality than TikTok. And the instant form that Meta has is a really low friction for the users, because it is natively built inside Meta platforms, which can lead to have high volume of leads with a lower cost per lead. And then TikTok can win when it comes to packaging the offer into a creator style, as we said earlier, into an UGC creative styles. And when you want to do search ads, when it comes to gaining new clients that are actively searching for a specific service on TikTok. Now, as you can read here, this is a sentence I specifically built for you. That is, Meta is great to scale large budgets for already established brands, right? And while TikTok is like the Gen Z type of ads manager that decreases cost on a very quick time frame. And I said Gen Z because you need Gen Z type of creatives. You need UGC kind of creatives, right? Now, after the conclusion, I will recommend you to test both platforms for your company and see what is working. Because in my case, with my clients, we've tried both platforms and both platforms worked very good. I'm always going to choose personally for my clients a little bit more of Meta than TikTok, but this is just a personal view because they have tons of data and it is quite easier to have a campaign structure and to test quite quickly, on my personal opinion. Although we also do TikTok ads for our clients, I will always choose, on my personal view, as I'm saying, always on my personal opinion, Meta, just because I feel more smooth with it, if you can say that. And I also feel like it is a much established platform than TikTok. Now, if you already know what platform to use, but you don't know exactly how to do the ads, and you want an agency or someone to run your campaigns where you focus on your business, then you have a link in the description to book a call specifically with me and my team to see if we can help you achieve the results that you want in order to gain more revenue for your business. For that and more, just subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.